What are your thoughts about the Jets and their approach in the draft at number 7, and also just the rest of the draft overall?
Yeah, I think 7 is fascinating in terms of do you go tight end with the kid from Penn State, Warren? Do you take the tackle? Membu seems to be the guy now emerging post combine. Is the defensive tackle Graham there from Michigan? Do you go there? I mean, it's an interesting conversation. I was on Mel Kiper's call yesterday, and he was talking about it, and just he thinks they need to get Justin Fields another playmaker. And I think when you look at it, if they're not getting another receiver, uh, tight end starts making even more sense. But we all know that it starts up front, and they could use another. They definitely need a right tackle. So I would start diving deep if I was them, Ryan, and how I feel about the depth at each position and where what do I think I can address in the second and third round that I don't take in the first round, and where's the biggest drop off at the positions, and try to go that way. But to me, it's those three positions right now at number 7 you're looking at and seeing. I think it's going to be interesting to see where the Jaguars go and the Raiders go, right? I think the first 4 picks we kind of know are going to be probably be two quarterbacks, Abdul Carter and Hunter. And then where do the 2 picks in front of the Jets go? Do they target any of the guys the Jets are looking at?
Frankie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, to kind of piggyback off that a bit, I do think they need to address the offense first and foremost. I think at 7 specifically, if you don't take a wide receiver, for example, it's going to be tough to get one at 42 because this is a very thin wide receiver class for the most part. I do like guys like Trey Harris later on, but he might not even be there for the Jets' second round pick. So to kind of put that in perspective, if the Jets want to fill up that tight end room, that wide receiver room, and at least get Garrett some help with a wide receiver too, I mean, there's really nobody available now in free agency. A trade could happen, but they may need to address a wide receiver at 7. I like 2 guys. I'm a Matthew Golden fan, and then right behind him, I like Tet. So I'm kind of fine with either or. Now you can also go with Warren, go with Tyler Warren. That can be a valuable, player there because of his ability to run block in addition to what he could do as a pass catcher. I think he had over 1,500 yards at Penn State. So he can be a great pass catcher in the NFL, but I wouldn't put him in that Brock Bowers category because of how big he is, and he doesn't really cut in and out as fluid as a Brock Bowers, but he's a better run blocker than Brock Bowers. But with that being said, if the Jets want to get Tyler Warren, though, they have to consider that there are other tight ends later on in the draft. So it's all about value and who's going to be there and when. I think Tyler Warren I like a lot. The problem is I'd like a lot of other tight ends in this draft. I like Mason Taylor. I really like Gunnar Helm. I like the kid Ferguson. So they need to find out if it's worth their while to get Tyler Warren, and then they're out of that tight end market for the most part, unless they want to double up. But I think offense, though, to kind of make a long-winded answer short, offense. If you want to get Membu, take Membu, who I was doing some work on this week. Very, very good quality right tackle. But he's only a right tackle. So that's it. He's not really projected out to be a left because of the way he positions himself. He really is a guy that is a right tackle. I like Will Campbell more, but Will Campbell's arm length is actually alarming. There,
Here we go,
yeah,
Ryan. T-Rex arms.
yes.
It's
I
draft
have T-Rex
season.
arms,
Frankie, you
actually.
got to understand. You got to understand where Kaz is
But
coming
that-
from. Kaz
What
does
is
not
this?
look into the arm length, the weight, or anything like that.
Can he
I
play
usually
football?
go
Can he
higher.
play football? That's all Kaz cares about. How does he play on Sundays? How does that player play on Sunday? That's all Kaz cares about.
Kaz is 99% right. However, there is something with Campbell. I love Will Campbell, and I was all in on take Will Campbell if he's there at 7. Don't think twice. This arm length thing does worry me a little bit because it's never really been done before for a left or right tackle. Outside of the Braden Smith kid in Indianapolis, it's never been done. So he would have to shatter a mold that has been shattered already by Braden. I don't know. We could talk about this for days. At the end of the day, I would address the offensive side of the ball. Let Aaron Glenn and Wilkes figure out the defense. You have two established defensive coaches there. You have no real established offensive coaches here. So
That's a good
why
point,
not
Frankie.
just give them resources and high quality potential assets that maybe they can figure things out. Don't make life harder than it's already going to be for them.
Look,
Kinda-
I think
Once
we
upon a
the point.
time, Ryan, I was told Melvin Ingram's arms were too short, and that's why the Jets weren't going to take him, and they took Quentin Coples instead.
That's a good
Melvin Ingram, I think, retired in 2023, had about 60 sacks in his career. Coples, not so much. So yeah, the arms, yeah, I
Coples
get it,
had
Tad.
60
Well,
snaps in his career.
People are always going crazy with the Membu is the guy now. Like
Yeah.
all the draft guys have him. You're not alone. They all have him number one now.